On the front page of Vanguard on Friday, Nigerians are now eating in the garbage. Nigerians are eating in the dustbin. For a nation which God has blessed with everything, for a nation that is flowing with milk and honey, is on the Vanguard newspaper on Friday. You can go and read it. Nigerians are now eating inside dustbin. Women feeding their children from what they are seeing inside dustbin. How can we reconcile that as a nation? The same thing yesterday, there was blackout in Aso Rock. But the Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there is no light in their office. The Minister of Power today said, I don't have light in my office. The Minister of Power. How did we get here as a nation? Boko Haram members, they are discussing as if they are doing watch repairers. They were arrested in Osun State by the DSS. Nigeria as a nation cannot move forward if you have this kind of characters. God has blessed Nigeria in all ramifications. We are not meant to be poor. In any ramifications, God has blessed us. It is time for our leaders to accept the truth. Nigeria is not a very poor country. And if you are watching this video, kindly comment, like, and share, so that I can have. I want to bring in my first reviewer. Then listen to him, and whatever he says, kindly sit back and listen to this video. Then like and share, and then watch it, so that other people can come in. Mbata's Kinsmen move against him as new Ohaneze Ndigbo leader. This according to the Nation newspaper. And let me go to the Vanguard, which says the Vanguard is here this morning. The Nation is saying they have moved against him. We are not Igbos. Rivers group steep in matter of all titles, so imagine Ohaneze president. The other day I was here, somebody's name was Chukuma. That's his name. And he said, I'm an Ikwerres man, I'm not an Igbo man. Then I said, let me just interfere in this, your back and forth. They were arguing amongst themselves. I asked him a simple question. Chukuma, is it a name from Abeokuta, Ogun State, where I'm from? He said no. Chukuma, is it a name of somebody from Benue State? He said no. Chukuma, is it a name of a Fulani? He said no. Chukuma is an Igbo name. Why are you afraid to bear the toga of where you come from? There's nothing in this world that can make me deny that I'm from Abeokuta, Ogun State. Nothing. I'm an Igbo person. Why are people afraid and are always denying where they come from? Ikwerres historically are Igbos, no matter how you look at it. The divide and rule after the Civil War is why we find ourselves today. When the old Eastern region was balkanized, mainly, maybe because of oil. And this divide and rule is still working till now. An Anyoma man is afraid to identify as Igbos, maybe for political consideration, and you say South. And I ask a question, South, what does it mean? Have you ever seen a nation where there's North? Is there West? Then what is the meaning of South? These are just names to balkanize a region so as to give them a different identity. Senator John Azutam Bata is an Igbo man from Ikwerres. He has emerged. Celebration, and the Igbo seems now to have a unity. But the question is, who are those that are trying to cause disunity among the Indigbos? Somebody said, you are a Yoruba man. I said, yes, I agree, I'm a Yoruba man from Abeokuta, Ogun State. But I can speak because we are still under one Nigeria. The Igbos, the Yorubas, the Fulanis, the Hausas, they are still under one Nigeria. So I can speak on that. I'm minding you, my best friend is an Igbo person. So I can speak about every region of Nigeria. I said the other time, show me, Hausa is the most spoken language in Nigeria. Hausas are, in terms of numbers, they have the highest numbers in the north. But show me one Hausa governor. As I'm speaking to you, there is no single Hausa governor in the north. Or if there is, show me. Let's have conversation. These are the things where people should channel their energy on. There is a very big problem of divide and rule, and it must not be allowed to work by any region in Nigeria. divide and rule should not be allowed to work. So it is time everybody comes and speak with one voice. Politics should not divide you. Politics should not be what you depend on. And then, by then, denying yourself of where you come from. Like I said, there's nothing in the world that can make me deny I'm from Abeokuta, I go say there's nothing. I'm an Igbo person, there's nothing from Abeokuta South. But you see our politicians, the way they do, for an appointment, oh, I'm an Ikwerres man, I'm not an Igbo man. I'm from Ika, I'm not an Igbo man. For what end and to what end? These are the questions and the answers is already there. Anywhere you go. My name is Chibuzo. Is that a Yoruba name? My name is Chukuma. Is that a Fulani name? That's an Igbo name. Then why are you denying? Yes, you can say I'm an Igbo from Delta State. That is right. I'm an Igbo from River State. That is right. But you cannot say I'm an Ikwerres man. We are speaking the language. I'm not from that side. These are results of that divide and rule, which is still working in Nigeria, which should not be allowed to work. I give an example. I said in 1884, for example, when Africa was balkanized without the input of any African leader, in my language they said, oh, I said that's a lie. Because in 1884, they divided Africa in Berlin, in Germany, without the input of any African leader. That's why till today, a Yoruba man from Abeokuta, Ogun State, he sees a fellow Yoruba man from Cotonou or in Togo as a brother than an Igbo man in the same Nigeria. A Fulani man that comes from Katsina State, he sees another Fulani man from Niger, more of a brother than a Yoruba man in the same Nigeria. An Igbo man sees his fellow Igbo person from southern Cameroon more as a brother than a Yoruba man in the same Nigeria. Because African leaders, they were not there when it was decided that we are going to balkanize this region, and they shared Africa as if they are sharing food in Berlin in 1884. When Southern and Northern Nigeria was joined together, make it Nigeria, the protectorate, who was consulted? Who was there? Did the Yorubas and the Igbos and the Fulani, did they agree to be one before they joined together as one Nigeria? So this divide and rule has been coming, and it has been there for a very long time. So the Ohaneze people, they should sit down and put their houses in order. I think they made the right decision in appointing Senator John Bata as the new Ohaneze Ndigbo President-general. Nobody should convince them otherwise. This to me are just political games, political gimmicks to divide and rule a people that have now come together and are seeing themselves as one in a nation. They are not seeing themselves as one. So this time around, let's tell ourselves the truth. As Nigerians, we are still under one Nigeria, and the only way is the truth. Somebody said, oh, it's spiritual. No, it's not spiritual. Our problem is a leadership problem. We have seen the truth. We are not telling ourselves the truth. Corruption is the biggest abnormality that happened in Nigeria. And look at where we are today. How people are now eating from the dustbin. I'm quoting Vanguard Friday, 17th January. It was on Vanguard. How people are now eating from dustbin in Nigeria after all what God has given us. And they're now playing politics of divide and rule. Nigerians don't be divided. Our common enemies are the politicians who have made lives difficult for us. Good morning, Mr. David.
Yeah, good morning to you, Mr. William.
Unbelievable scene. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his office, there is no light. Because some vandals reportedly vandalized the cable underground. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there is no light in his office. There is no light in Aso Rock. And again, in the office of Prime Minister, Mr. Adelabu, there is no light. How do you react to that? Because it can be so funny.
Mr. William, thank you for that wonderful question. And then, good morning to all our viewers. Mr. William, that's just like what we said. It's a funny scene in the sense that who are the vandals? Who orchestrated such thing? Are there no CCTV in that environment? Nobody tell me that it is an outsider that perpetrated or that orchestrated such acts. Those in government would see that as a sign of also making more money. Because when there's no light in the president will order for fresh cables or whatever equipment that need to be purchased. That is it. It's for me, I am seeing from that perspective. I might be wrong. Some persons are deliberately sabotaging that effort so as to make money all to themselves. Because you cannot tell me someone that has no knowledge of an environment cannot perpetrate or orchestrate such acts. It is an insider. It's an insider. You know where the cables are. You, like NEPA, the power holding workers, officers, will know how to restore power in Ogba, and then can also tamper with power in this Ogba. So those in charge knows what is wrong. So nobody should should blow it out of proportion. Let those who are, there are some persons assigned to it, abi, assigned to the maintenance and how to fix that. Let those people be held accountable. It's not everything we should come and start saying on air. It's a shame. The Aso Rock ought to be a place whereby power should not go off at all. Constant power supply ought to be in that office, because that is the highest office in Africa, and that's the number one office in Nigeria. So all this, they have started with all this nonsense again. Just because it's an avenue for them to siphon money. For how long we won't continue like this? Black man.
Mr. David, there's a bad news too also coming from AIG of police. His wife. No, AIG of police, Mr. Akim Odumosu, AIG. His wife was kidnapped by kidnappers inside her home. How does that sound to you? The AIG.
The Odumosu.
Former commissioner of police in Lagos.
The former task force here in Lagos.
Yes.
Mr. William, it shows that it is high time we must strengthen our security apparatus. I am not in support of her being kidnapped, but for me, it is a signal that the government need to up their game. If the wife of an AIG, of a top ranking officer, if the wife of a top ranking officer can be kidnapped, my brother, then what is the fate of the commoners? You know, people like us that don't have AIG, that don't have DSS. Shebi, we saw it when we told them that security is paramount in Nigeria. Security is the key. Any society that is not secured, economy will not thrive there. Business activities will not thrive because people will not want to invest there. This is it. Insecurity is. I read a report. It was not on Daily Trust that insecurity has scared over 5,000 investors away from Nigeria.
Over 5,000?
Yes, I read it on the Daily Trust, on their X, on their Twitter page, on their former Twitter.
Yes.
It has scared 5,000 investors. Imagine there was no insecurity in Nigeria, those 5,000 investors would have invested their money into this economy, and that would have helped one or two persons. But now, because of insecurity, and who is the cause of insecurity? The government. Why do I say the government? Because the government is not ready to put an end to it. That is the reason why they are the reason. They are the reason behind the insecurity. If the government put an end to it today, all this kidnapping, all these things will stop. For how long? Today you kidnap, tomorrow you kidnap, today you kidnap. For how long can we continue doing all this? And there's a government in place, and we have a duly elected government. The government. Nigeria has become a state whereby even the government in place has become so handicapped. Has become so handicapped. If DSS, if the security apart, if Fulani or the unknown government can go to the home of a AIG to kidnap his wife, my brother, war is coming.
War is coming.
That is what it signifies.
So, Mr. David, let's talk about stop medical tourism, develop our hospitals. Nigerians are telling Tinubu after I gave $20,000 annual foreign medical allowance to retired generals. How does that sound to you?
Is that what?
20,000 medical allowance to retired generals. Nigerians are not telling him stop medical tourism, develop our hospitals.
Before you tell someone to stop something, is the person not doing it? He is part of the system too. Tinubu too is part of the system. A man that travels abroad wants to tell people to stop it. How does he want to stop it? If he has not traveled abroad,
Nigerians are telling Tinubu, you must stop.
If Tinubu has not been doing it, he will not encourage. He will not encourage the military men.
No, he was not giving them money.
I get your point.
Nigerians are not telling him yourself, you must stop this thing.
Stop waiting. He cannot stop it, Ms.
So that means Tinubu cannot develop our hospitals?
Which kind of hospital? So that you want them to know the health status of Mr. President. When the president gets lumbar spine. This man will want to place our healthcare sector, anything that will benefit the common man. The government will not take it. Anything that will not benefit them, that will benefit the common man, the government will not take it as a priority. The healthcare system ought to be a very sensitive sector. Which are budget? The budget of healthcare is supposed to be times 2 yearly. If a certain amount is being budgeted for healthcare for this fiscal year, next year it ought to double. But the reverse is the case. See 2025 budget. No hazard allowance for the health workers. And you want to use them, and you keep using them. The question is, for how long can we continue like this? For how long? A state being ruled by propaganda, lies, and insecurity, and then insensitivity of the government.
So, Mr. David, finally, let's end here this morning. You are looking at we talk about Abuja being thrown into darkness and everything, but police are beginning to look for the wife of.
Police are beginning to look for the.
Do you think that they'll be success because this woman is the wife of?
There are some things I don't like speaking about because I pick offense. If at the stage of our life there is no CCTV camera, so even footage, everywhere in Nigeria we have to have CCTV footage. These are so that for future occurrence, for a situation like this, if there is a CCTV camera hidden somewhere, you can track those people. That this is the car those men drove. This is the route those men ply. But CCTV camera na lie. Police where we get don dey go guide big men finish. How many police dey for street? Even the ones who no guide big men na yahoo boys dey push up and down. For how long? Police in this stage imagine Obi Kubana too, then they get police. Obi Kubana, a non-state actor, they get police too, they guide Obi Kubana in the country. Does that make sense? Police ought to, even if you are not the president or the governor, you have no business having police at your orderly. You have no business having police at your orderly. But for Nigeria, even if just make 1-2 million, if you go in Nigeria, apply for police, they go give you 12.
12 police. How many are remaining in the police command?
Because you get 2 million. Yes, that will be your money won't pay.
Okay. So.
That be your money won't pay. That is the system we find ourselves.
Okay.
So why would there be kidnapping?
Okay.
When you will see Alagbero chairman 7 police go dey follow am. Miscreants. See local government chairman, like 15 police. Like this are on Kuna, like 125 police. They follow for how long?
Thank you so much. Continue.